And I remember it with the... my gosh, I don't remember the English for it anymore. The Germans call it Skispringen. That's like where you're jumping, ski jumping or something. Like Eddie the Eagle.
Slalom?
No. You're going down this course and then you're flying through the air and then landing.
You go up the ramp and...
Well, you literally fly down the ramp and then you fly up and then you land. I forget what it's called in English.
Ski jump, I think is always. Yeah.
Ski jump. When they had like Sven Hannevald and Martin Schmidt, for example, when they were doing really, really well, the viewers in television suddenly magically jumped incredibly. So I think it would be the same with wrestling as well.
Indeed. So, this is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. This joined by my good personal friend
Blair Galton.
And we are here just basically talking about wrestling and all things relating to it, getting caught up. He hasn't really seen a lot of wrestling since 2008.
Unfortunately, no. As I said, where I'm living to in Germany, the wrestling comes on at really odd hours, so it's kind of difficult to really stay on top of things, of course. Well, probably I'm partly to blame for that as well. I should probably spend more time looking it up on the internet and going to YouTube and things like that. But I've been quite busy in the theater, so that's been taking up a lot of my time. Most nights I'm usually quite busy.
And that's not the movie theater either.
No, on stage acting, which is something that I love to do.
All right, so we got 2 matches left for SummerSlam. Unless you want to talk about something else first, or do you want to finish that off? Or
let's finish it off, I guess.
Okay. Finish him. Okay, so Dave the Animal Batista defeated John Cena in a singles match. After the 2 heavyweight championships were contested, there were 2 more matches.
That's right. That's interesting.
Yes.
I wonder why they did it that way, because my memory, of course, is always that you save the 2 big main events for last.
Yes.
So could it be that these were late add-on matches, or...
No, I'm pretty sure these matches were advertised well in advance, because they would have been a good reason for people to actually get the pay-per-view.
True.
Well, because Batista and John Cena at the time were quite hot, and John Cena's actually still there.
Yes.
And Batista, he's just gone... he says he's doing what most wrestlers say they do when they leave wrestling. He's training for MMA.
Oh, that's good. Good for him. I mean, it's important to keep in shape.
The only thing is he's in his 40s. So.
Doesn't matter. I mean...
Well, then again, Kurt Angle is trying for the Olympic team again, so...
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle is what, TNA now?
Yes.
Okay. The only reason why I know that is I saw a preview on, I think it was Pay-Per-View Super Channel. It had TNA and it like Kurt Angle.
Yes.
And Sting and, of course, Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
Wow.
We were talking about that, too.
Yeah.
Before the show.
Yeah.
We're going to run out of show before we run out of things to talk about, I think.
Probably.
Which is not a bad thing. But
No.
Bad thing in a way, but it's good to have something to talk about.
True enough.
So the other match was a Hell in a Cell match, which pit The Undertaker against Edge.
That was wicked.
And that was almost a half hour.
Yeah.
So the 2 heavyweight title matches averaged about 10 minutes each.
Yeah.
And the 2 matches that happened afterward, one was 13 minutes and the other was 26 minutes. So I don't know.
Well,
it's just...
When I think of The Undertaker...
Well, The Undertaker, yes, regardless of whatever match he's in, he should be in one of the main events.
Yes, that's right.
And I guess that they must have been thinking the same way about John Cena and or Batista.
That's right.
So...
Yeah. The Undertaker's still wrestling, I assume, is he? Or
he just came back a couple of weeks ago, actually, and challenged Triple H to another match at WrestleMania this year.
Wow. Got to see that one.
Yeah. And The Undertaker shaved his head.
Okay.
Like in real life, and then he came back, he had, he had a wig on.
Right.
And then he shaved his head basically in a video package. He shaved his head. It's like, I'm shaving my... I don't remember what he said.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about something or other. He was speaking in tongues or something, and then like little pieces of hair would fly off the camera. And I guess now at WrestleMania he won't have any hair.
Okay.
Hair today, gone tomorrow.
Oh.
As it were. And Edge, of course, retired earlier this past year because of injuries to his back and neck.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that was rather abrupt too. He was actually the world champion at the time he retired.
Oh.
So he had to give the belt back, and he had to surrender the belt and had to retire while he was still, reasonably speaking, in the prime of his life, wrestling wise.
That's really a shame, but I guess it's probably best to go at, I don't know, I've heard it said, maybe it's a cliche, it's always best to go when you're at the top of your game. But it is a shame to go due to injury. It really is.
Rather than end up like Randy the Ram from The Wrestler.
Yeah, that's true.
Did you see that movie?
Fabulous film.
Yeah.
Loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Way too many very, very, very true things I've seen happening in that movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being backstage at any number of wrestling shows, too many things I saw that were... The only things I haven't seen, personally, was the drug stuff. Like the guys when they were saying, okay, I got this medication, this medication. I don't think I've seen any of that here locally. Everything else, even as far as sleeping in the back of your van, I think I saw that once too.
Well, I mean, these people who are out there wrestling, they're giving their everything to perform at the highest level that they can possibly do. And, I mean, taking drugs is only going to cloud up your mind. You aren't going to be able to do the moves that you need to do to win a match. If you're all shagged up in the head, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You might know hundreds of moves, but if your brain ain't in it, I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to do it. Or if you do it, you won't do it well.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. I'm certainly no expert on wrestling. But, I mean, I've yet, honestly, to see a match where a move was really shagged up. Okay, maybe once or twice when the opponent counters the move in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Like I remember seeing years ago a couple of people trying to do pile drivers, and then in the last minute they twist themselves around.
Yeah.
And things like that. But no, you got to have a clear head. You got to. I mean, you won't be able to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, the moves that I saw at the CEW match, some of those moves they did, I'm sorry, you would not be able to do it if you're stoned or if you're wasted or if you're drunk.
Yeah.
I mean, I might be wrong, but I sincerely doubt it.
Yeah, there are a very select few who are functional drunks, as they like to call them.
That's right. I mean, I've seen a lot of people on stage in the theater who are drunk. But let me tell you, more often than not, it's a disaster.
Yeah.
And you got a paying audience. Your job is to entertain. And the audience ain't going to come back. Right? You aren't... All you're going to hear about is, oh, so-and-so mucked it up. You aren't going to hear about all the good stuff that happened.
Yeah.
All you're going to hear about is, oh, he was stoned and, he shagged it up for everybody else. Right? That's why you gotta stay clean when you're in any sort of sport. Right? You got to keep your head screwed on right. Sure, there's a lot of temptation out there, but the most important thing is you're out there to please your audience.
All right, so that was the main event, I guess, of SummerSlam, Undertaker versus Edge.
That was a fabulous match.
And the one moment I remember from that particular SummerSlam was the whole Chris Jericho-Shawn Michaels thing.
Yes.
Where Shawn Michaels' wife ended up getting knocked on her cutie patootie.
Oh. Well, that's one way to get somebody really pissed off, to put it mildly.
Yeah. Look me in the eye, Shawn Michaels. I am looking you in the eye. I got a damaged retina. Yeah. Oh. Okay then. Take two. Damn, we're live. Okay. Yeah. Ironically enough, I think what else were we talking about before we came on the air? Oh yes, that famous cousin, that famous person's cousin that you met.
Yeah. I do a lot of martial arts. Mostly karate and kyusho jitsu. as it's called. And I was at a week-long training camp for people in Germany doing karate. And I met someone there who became a good friend of mine, and it actually turns out he's John Cena's cousin. And
wow.
Yeah, it was wicked. We were talking about him, and yeah, his cousin also moves very, very well, very fluid, very fast, very, very fast. So I actually wouldn't be surprised. Maybe, who knows? Maybe he might end up doing the same thing that his cousin's doing now. But what he told me about his cousin, that he works hard, he trains hard, and he gives it his all.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was talking to his cousin, and I think the Germans have a saying, literally translated, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Oh, yes, I might have heard that one.
Yeah, and in a nutshell, from what I've seen of his cousin, I'm sure the entire family works very hard at whatever they do, and one of these days I wouldn't be surprised to see his cousin probably try and give it a go himself in wrestling.
Yeah?
Yeah, because like I said, he's fast. He's very, very fast. And I mean, quick reaction is important in wrestling.
Yeah.
Right?
In most sports.
Oh, yes. That's very true. But yeah, his reactions were some of the fastest I've ever seen, actually.
Well, that's good.
So
he should go far, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. I can't really tell you much else, but it was a lot of fun training with him, and
yeah,
had a good time.
John Cena and The Rock actually are going to be wrestling each other at WrestleMania this year.
Excellent. And WrestleMania is April 1st, is it?
April 1st, I believe, yes.
Good. Well, we'll have to go and see that then.
Yeah. Yay.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that, because I know I'm sounding like a broken record. I hope some people in Germany who run the TV stations over there are listening. At least try and, I don't know, maybe I'm just frustrated. I'd really love to see some of the events over there in some of the bars, but it's far and few between. I mean, okay, I guess it depends on the city that you're living in. So I hope they certainly give more opportunities for fans over there to see wrestling, because I mean, they do have the WWE there, dubbed in German, of course. But for me personally, the hour of it is it's not really in what you'd call primetime television.
Yes,
definitely not. So I think it's just a niche market over there. But they do from time to time say, okay, there is big events coming to certain parts of Germany, and okay, they advertise it. But like I said, pay-per-view events, I haven't really heard much about them over there. Maybe the market's too small, I don't know, but 80 million people, that's not a small market.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Well, UFC has kind of taken over a little bit of the audience too, so.
Oh, over there, the people go mad over that.
Yeah.
Most of the people I know from karate, if they hear UFC is on, they go home and they watch it. They loves it. They can't get enough of it.